You are killing beetles? Kuwangers.
I think he's a cockroach.
What a beautiful duang. I think this is one of the songs that almost comes close to being likable for the old Rage album they had.
Yeah.
What's funny to me is because the arranged album was what I found first, rather than like the actual Super Nintendo soundtrack, and I was kind of confused. I'm like, it sure fucking didn't sound like this. And at the time, I'm just like, this sucks. I don't like this. And then years later, I'm like, yeah, this is actually awesome. Never mind.
I do like this version of the song. It's pretty good. I like it better than other remixes in this game.
I like Armored Armadillo stage in this, and not the original version. At least I'm pretty sure. I can't even remember at this point. I've got too much music.
I like this version of the stage. I like the original version of Spark Mandrill stage. I like this version of the first Sigma stage.
Ooh. Cut it pretty close there.
A little bit, yeah.
Who designed this tower?
Sigma?
Boomerang Kuwang are like, what if I need to get to the boss room? You can just teleport in. You have the coordinates. I assume that's how it works.
Probably.
Unless it's like the scanner can only, or teleportation matrix can only, like, do a ballpark area, not super fucking accurate.
Well, I imagine, if anything, the teleporter network is scrambled by the Mavericks so that X can't just, teleport directly to them and kick their ass.
I suppose that's true. Also, who'd fucking design the outside of this tower? This doesn't make any sense.
Sigma?
Not even. Well, I mean, it was here before.
Fair.
Not OSHA compliant, like, at all.
No, not really.
Ladders over huge bottomless pits, retracting platforms. I'm gonna guess that they have rep blades work on this tower.
Probably. Are you gonna get the... Oh.
Yes, I was gonna say.
It's actually possible to jump to that, but it's a pain in the dick.
I was gonna say, do I look like the kind of person who would do that?
No, you are loath to put effort into anything.
Especially anything that looks remotely like me trying to, like, game the system. There is a certain level of legitimacy that I'm willing to put forth. Such as that time I played through Resident Evil 2 with infinite ammo, because, it's code in the game, it's legit.
Uh-huh.
If you've made it all the way up here, you must not be an ordinary B-class hunter.
Or your defenses are just bad?
I don't want to fight an old friend like you. You don't want to fight? Well, isn't this interesting? You're a Maverick Hunter, and Maverick Hunters are reploids designed for fighting.
So I'll have to fight you no matter what, huh?
Of course. A chance for a fight this fun doesn't come along every day. I'll see if you're operating on the spec.
Okay, but what if I shot you with missiles? I forget, wasn't Boomerang Kuwanger in X's unit?
Possibly? I forgot.
I know somebody was in the 17th unit with him. I think it might have been Boomerang Kuwanger.
Well, Kuwanger is the only one he refers to as an old friend.
Actually, we've known each other for maybe like 3 days.
Ah, homing torpedo. I crashed Photoshop when I had Sentinel X use this. It was so ridiculous.
Missiles. Fire all of them, or just like 7 or 8.
Mission accomplished.
I guess I'll just leave all this data here. You know, the entrance to that room doesn't make any sense either. It's like a door that just drops you into the room. No steps or anything.
Yeah,
Unless the steps are retractable in the wall.
maybe. Seems kind of redundant, but... Or, not redundant, superfluous.
So if like if you have to work at that tower, like, and it's your first day, probably nobody would warn you, just to watch you fucking faceplant.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you're a human, then they wouldn't. Because humans' faces kind of break. Relatively easily at that. We're actually pretty fragile, all things considered.
Basically, yeah.
We heal better than other animals, and that's about it. No. What's the word I'm thinking of? We're persistent predators. You know,
We're endurance hunters.
same difference.
Now, that heart container is made easier if you beat Launch Octopus first, for some reason.
For some reason, the stage floods. Global warming.
It's totally possible to do it other ways, but that's the easiest way. I'm also still kind of annoyed you aren't going to show the Guardian, the Capsule Guardian boss.
Who is suspiciously sumo-like now.
Looks the same to me.
Well, I mean, like, in terms of how it fights. It does that, like, slowly advancing while trying to patty cake you. Except it's got clamps. Patty clamps.
Ha.
Patty cake bakers, man. Give them the fucking clamps! Engage the car battery. Bright armor for no reason whatsoever. Rock'em sock'em robots.
Honestly, I think the right armor is just here so they could say they have it in the game.
I mean, like, the actual hit window for the fist is kind of terrible. Like, you would think, you know, standing like that, it would still hit just cuz. But no. Instead, it is only directly in front of you, instead of like any other action game where, like, just the act of moving your fist at all would still damage it. Like Castlevania, where, you know, you can damage things behind you at the start.
Right, because I totally expect to throw a punch forward and hit somebody behind me.
It depends on how far you draw your arm back.
Well, at that point, you're elbowing them in the face.
Well, you're still hitting them, that's the point. In all fairness, it wasn't very difficult. Sort of like Bride King Boss. No, not like that at all. That's a copyrighted thing. Like, his weakness only vaguely makes sense. Like, nobody wants to get their tongue fucking cut, I guess, but nobody wants to be hit by a fucking sharp-ass boomerang to begin with.
I forget, can you still cut off Flame Mammoth's trunk?
Yes.
That was one thing I really dislike about this version of the game.
Mission accomplished.
In the original, Flame Mammoth trumpets. In this version, he just kind of goes, "Roar!" It's lame.
They didn't want to get a real elephant sound. Which, I suppose I can't blame them. Could you imagine how shitty it would be to be, like, an elephant Maverick, and everybody's just like, do the trumpet thing? So no, I'd be like, how about you fuck off?
Well, I would have rather had an elephant trumpeting, goddammit. Because it was intimidating.
Beginning mission.
Alright, Flame Mammoth, do that thing that you do in your boss room. Instead of a trumpet, he just throws his arms off and it's just like, fuck off!
Ha!
I have never been to an airport like this. I don't think I ever want to go to an airport like this.
Yeah, this seems like a poorly designed airport. It's like worse than Denver.
You know, I'm thinking about what is with Denver's airport. Like, why is it so strangely designed?
I don't have any fucking idea, man.
It's like they kind of let the architect be like, I just want to design something that's, like, cool looking and not practical in any fashion. I forget, didn't you used to be able to ride that platform up?
I think so.
Fuck you, flamethrower, mounted on a platform. So I'm pretty certain I've gone in through the left window.
I think you're right.
I just can't remember off the top of my head. Fucking flamethrowers. At least the respawn window doesn't, like, put it right there. Like, right on the edge, the cusp.
This reminds me of for some reason, about how the complete X1 intro stage is, one of the areas in the first ZX game.
That highway doesn't have very good luck.
No, it doesn't.
I almost want to guess that, like, probably the intro stage in X7 is the exact same highway, too.
I think it is.
So it's, like, exactly like Denver. I-25 is always under construction.
Fucking Denver. Goddamn.
I kind of laughed about that. Like, I think I asked Dash, and I'm just like, so is I-25 still under construction? He's like, always. It's like, I'm pretty sure it was under construction while we were there last.
Yeah, it was.
And it was also under construction when I was there way back when I was like... Shit, when did I go to Colorado that year? Was it when I was like 18? Yeah, when I was 18.
Something like that, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was when I was 18, because 19 was when I went to Boston. Get some chowder. Which I didn't, because I've never actually had clam chowder before.
Storm Eagle, don't tell me that even you've gone Maverick.
Okay, I won't.
Answer me, Storm Eagle. You're not the type of Reploid to do something like this.
Forgive me, X. I must defeat you.
We're not going to elaborate on why, but whatever.
I wonder if the thing about Storm Eagle being a double agent is, like, canonical.
Are we talking like double agent for the hunters?
Yes, like he's working for Sigma, but only to get inside info for the hunters.
Oh, yeah, I can believe that. No. And they don't do like they did in the, the X1 version where the plane actually starts falling
Right.
Mission accomplished.
and crashes into the power plant.
Yes. So if you do this before Spark Mandrill stage, then Spark Mandrill stage is different. I don't want to say easier.
Well, there's less fucking sparky shit at the start, and then the mini-boss can't charge its weapon.
Right.
Also, next time on Radical Bromance, dead elephants.